Please watch this video for me. If you know me from anywhere, whether it be Pearls, Roosevelt, my friends in Michigan, my friends in Wisconsin, my friends in Ohio, my friends from Starbucks, my family, wherever. The Anti-Defamation League, or ADL, was made in 1913, and this institution was made to fight off real anti-Semitism. They stayed largely non-partisan for a good while until 2015, and this dipshit, named Jonathan Greenblatt, I believe his name is, was made CEO in 2015. It was completely bastardized by weaponizing anti-Semitism. Criticizing Israel is not anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is hate or prejudice against Jewish people. They are not the same. The phrase anti-Semitism is being used by the ADL basically to extort companies out of money. You know, that amongst other terrible things. Watch this.
But I also want to point out that we have a major generational problem. All the polling I've seen, ADL's polling, ICC's polling, independent polling, suggests this is not a left-right gap, folks. The issue in the United States' support for Israel is not left and right. It is young and old. And the numbers of young people who think that Hamas's, massacre was justified is shockingly and terrifyingly high. And so we really have a TikTok problem, a Gen Z problem, that our community needs to put the same brains that gave us Taglit, the same brains that gave us all these other amazing innovations, need to put our energy toward this, fast. Because again, we've been chasing this left-right divide. It's the wrong game. The real game is the next generation, and the Hamas and their accomplices, the useful idiots in the West, are falling in line in ways that are terrifying. Lastly, I'll just say, we saw a dramatic change in the language of the activists here in America on October the 8th. The language of groups that we've long tracked, who've long been problematic, like Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voices for Peace, they flipped like this and went to Iranian propaganda. The language I could show you from their toolkits, because our analysts are in their groups. We saw this again on October the 8th. It was that fast. The language in their toolkits was all about the Zionist entity and lots of other language that we recognized from Iranian propaganda.
Now, even though this man is cartoonishly evil, he is correct about something. This is a matter of young and old now, not left and right. As it's been revealed to us through a whole slew of terrible shit, that the two parties in effect right now are no longer acting in our interest, as in you, me, your family, and the rest of the people that live in this country. Our politicians are a gerontocracy. They've been paid for. They've been bought and paid for by corporations so they can get away with God knows what. Especially if it makes them money, God. They're trying to move to ban an entire social media app because that's where most of the young generation like myself, Gen Z, Millennials, Gen Alpha, and then even some, for that matter, are using to talk to each other. They're convening, they're discussing, they're organizing. And it seems that we're all arriving at similar conclusions. The conclusion being that, this country is not what it claims to be. And if our past history doesn't spell it out for you, it is intentionally making it harder for a multitude and through a multitude of reasons. Some of which are... And what are most of these things linked to? Many of these issues have gotten so bad, it's simply just because they weren't worked on, they weren't acted on. But if we continue to let stuff like this fly, nothing is going to change, at all. It literally will be our undoing. It's okay to be afraid, but past a certain point, we can still act, we still have time. But if we keep looking the other way and just expecting somebody to do the work for us, nothing will change, I promise. One day it's going to be too late, either as a collective of all of us, or just you as a person and your experience in life. It's going to take something equal to or greater than the force that is bearing down on us. To my friends, Millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I urge you to act through whatever means necessary. Do whatever you can in any way you can, because nobody is coming to save us. Use your vote. Spread the word. Call your representatives. Participate in boycotts. Participate in protests. Do your research. Organize. Whatever. We are the adults now. Our future depends on our work. If you're one of those people, and I know I have friends like this, and you know what, I'm gonna call your ass out. If you're one of those people that thinks, oh, somebody else will do it, it doesn't affect me, oh, we're doomed anyway, then I hope you're happy. I hope you're comfortable. Stay in your little bubble. If you think that the country that you live in actively trying to help wipe off another people off the face of this planet won't affect you, not to mention while they slowly, gradually just take away your rights. They take away every single little solitary thing that you have. If you don't think that's going to affect you, then you're sorely mistaken. And honestly, I really don't even want to be friends with you. Please get lost. I think change comes when you just get sick of it. When you're just tired of being in between the space of complaining and being sick and saying, why? And being afraid to make the change and the commitment to doing so. And being where you want to be. So, I ask, are you sick of it yet? And if you are, to any of the past generations, mainly my family and my family friends, I urge you to support our young people and their voice. Help them act if you can. Help them do better in securing their future from possibly some of your very same generations who are just becoming complicit and they refuse to adapt. Or they're making legislature or doing other dumb shit that they won't even be alive to experience. It'll be after their time. Some of them aren't even cognitively coherent in this very moment. Some of the people making laws and rules and stuff that has a bearing on your life are not here right now. They're not here. And yet they're still in office somehow. Many people in my generation, the generation slightly above mine or the generation slightly behind mine, don't even really want to have kids. You may be asking, oh, nobody wants to have, it's not for no reason. Hell, even as a bonus to my white friends, please, I urge you, use your position of privilege to lift up those who need the help. If you cannot act, you need to amplify. If you cannot amplify, you need to pay attention. Stay curious, think critically, question everything. Please share this video. Thank you for listening.